What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, got a lot of comments from the last video talking about, oh boy, I can't wait to hear the next video, because Uncle Phil came out. Phil Dominus Maximus, first of his name, last of his tame, I don't know. He went on Bloomberg and said some stuff. And he didn't say anything new. He just said, yeah, we're putting some more stuff on PlayStation, basically, right? Now, Donkey Unicorns and Ponies and old hats, I mean, it should be me, but I am understanding of the situation of business. And what is more important to me, I've said this many times, the health of the video game industry overall is more important than me being angry, sad, happy about one particular sector, segment, player, meaning company, console maker, whatever, in the overall industry. So I was mad when they canceled the Dreamcast and they stopped making hardware. I was like, oh man, because Sega made me a video game head, right? And so I'm looking at what Xbox is doing, right? I mean, it's not the same. It's not even close. Microsoft has so much money that they know that, okay, we can either do what Sony's doing and try to play that game and try to conquer that, but they see where the limitations are. And they look at Call of Duty. They look at Fortnite. They look at Minecraft. They look at all the Genshin, all these games that are everywhere, and how popular they are, and how many people are playing Madden, Call of Duty, FIFA, or FC Club, whatever it's called now. More people are playing that than there are that own PlayStations and Xboxes combined. And so Microsoft is looking at these numbers like, yeah, I think we need to adapt or become extinct, PlayStation. We need to adapt. And so what is happening in the industry? Now, Tim Dog, he go cry in the corner. Who cares? No, I don't care about all the crybaby, grown-ass crybaby men out there crying about, oh, Microsoft's not a console maker no more. Get out of my face. Here's the thing. Microsoft sees the road. They have foretold the future of video games for decades. It's about timing. They've been in the right spot at the wrong time. With the Kinect and all that stuff, if Kinect came out today, nobody would care because everybody got Alexa in their house. But before, they're like, oh. Actually, that might have been the Xbox tax. Actually, they were like, oh, we hate Microsoft. Let's just hate everything that they make. If Sony were made something like that, it might have been popular. Who knows? But anyway, point is, here is the bottom line. The bottom line is that Microsoft is showing the way to the future. And guess what PlayStation is doing? PlayStation is following the leader. That's what's happening. Now, what the ponies and the donkey unicorns are going to say right now, nope, console sales, we win. I'm like, okay, you can hang on to that. Meanwhile, Astrobot. How many consoles y'all supposedly got? The problem, I've said this again, I'm gonna say it all, and Hiroki Totoki knows this, and that's why he's changing. He's making mad changes over PlayStation. Mad changes that none of these ponies and donkey unicorns, they're going to hate. Y'all are saying, what's happening today? They're saying, oh, Xbox is changing. It's not the same Xbox. It's changed the game forever. It's not gonna be the same as it was. PlayStation, what did I just say? They're following the leader. And Hiroki Totoki is the harbinger of the change. And he's going to make Sony and PlayStation unrecognizable to the ponies and the donkey unicorns. He said, we're going to cut this. We got more cuts. We're going to change portfolio concepts for the games. And I was like all that list, like 3 or 4 things, right? 4 or 5 things that he listed. And I'm like, that's not little stuff. That's like, Sony's not, like, PlayStation ain't PlayStation anymore. It hasn't been PlayStation in a long time. You could go watch Alex's video. He's really upset about the fact that PlayStation has changed. It used to be nice. They used to have all these crazy nice games, not anymore. So Microsoft sees the future. They see what's going on. And here's the difference between what Microsoft is today and what Sega was back in the day. Sega was splintered as a company. They were Japanese America. And America was doing their own thing. Let's do the 32X. I bought it. Japan was like, nope, we're doing the Saturn. Saturn was a huge failure because it was just not good. I mean, it wasn't easy to use. You know, the devs were like, we don't like this. This sucks. You know, I mean, it did some cool stuff. It did like the super sprite stuff, super scalar stuff. But you know, at that point, PlayStation was coming next year. Boom, 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 and you know, there's no. You know, they had true 3D and Saturn had to fake it. Anyway, the difference is Microsoft has so much money. They have so much money that they can say, okay, we're going to be smart about how we do hardware. Now, in order to cut back on like, oh, we're going to make 100 million consoles so we can sell 100 million consoles. That's not the plan. That's the dumb plan. That's the dumb plan that Sony and PlayStation are still hung up on. Microsoft was like, all right, and they just put out an ad today. This is an Xbox. This is an Xbox you can put in your pocket. This is the Xbox. This is the cat box. This is the Xbox. Did you look on the? This is and also this is also an Xbox. I was like, okay, that's cute. That's cute little, and it's yeah, I get it. And so by spreading out the availability of their content to a wider audience, wider devices, they don't have to put in 100 million Xboxes. They don't have to do that anymore. What they can do is say, okay, let's make 50 at most. If it really blows up, then we'll come back to it. We'll order some more. But right now, we'll do 50 million because that's about what we sell anyway. So we'll do 50 million. But here's the thing. And so they got the 50 million, let's just say big boy consoles. Let's say big boy consoles and handheld combined. The thing about that is what I think is that the handheld is going to sell like crazy. I'm buying. I don't even know what it looks like. I don't know the specs. I'm buying one. If it does what it's supposed to do, meaning, native games without stream, it's sold. It's sold. All it has to do is not be $699 like the PlayStation 5 Pro. Also, tangent, I read somewhere, it was on Twitter, that the PlayStation 5 Pro isn't actually meeting up to its 45% increased graphics performance or something like that due to the bandwidth, the memory bandwidth limitations. I was like, yeah. See, what people don't realize is that Sony has had a habit throughout the years of exaggerating their specs, if you will. Not exact. I would say they have been, just hyping it up a little too much. Instead of what Microsoft does, they kind of temper expectations and say, okay, this is what it can do. It could do more. Like if Microsoft went the route of Sony and PlayStation as far as how they introduce the numbers, because what Sony does, what PlayStation does, they say, okay, up to 2.3 or whatever it is, right? Up to 3.5 gigahertz, right? And I'm like, that's not a constant, that's not like steady frequencies. It's something that it can reach maybe once a year. I mean, we don't even know because they won't tell us, but they say up to. We were looking at the numbers and it went up way high to 3.5, but usually like 2.7 or something like, and it's like, it's misleading at most, at least, right? It's false advertising in a way, but they're not lying because it actually reached the 3.5 or whatever in the most wonderful circumstance. It reached that once in their testing, and they said, well, that's the highest we saw. We can put it on, and that's what they've been doing for years. And so, you tend to say to yourselves, I don't believe what these corporations are saying because they just want your money, right? But more so than Microsoft, Sony does that. They do it. They're ruthless about it. And the fact that you're a fan of PlayStation, if you like the games, that's one thing. But you can't be a blind follower of the company and the corporation itself because of their slimy business practices. And they are slimy. I'm not saying Microsoft was never slimy. They were. When Bill Gates was in charge, shoot, Microsoft was ruthless. Bill Gates, he looked like a little nerd, man. He don't play. He gangster. Anyway, Microsoft is showing the way, showing the future, showing the way to the future of success to PlayStation and everybody else who wants to join. You know, Nintendo, they're fine for now, as long as they maintain. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they'll have some issues down the road. We don't know. But, you know, this is what's going on. But anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging on the show. Like and subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below what you think about well, what Phil Spencer said, the whole third party. I mean, that's old news. He said that already. It's not even something like news. So whatever. Everybody getting upset about it because, you know, it gets the clicks. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna name this a little something different, because if you look at the pattern, Sony, PlayStation is following Microsoft, Xbox. They keep following. You see what Microsoft is doing now? They're putting their games third party, putting it on Blue. You know what the PlayStation. They did it already. By the way, last thing, Horizon, Lego Horizon. Anyway, preach. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Toot the weed.